Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I welcome you to the Human Resource Management course. That is, we are going to learn the part 2 chapter of this module, that is the selection. How is the selection process of any candidate will be done? It is better not to select than selecting a bad candidate. It means that see, even though if you're not selecting any candidate, it's okay, but you should never select a bad candidate. Means, for example, the candidate who is suitable for that particular job, then only we need to select that particular candidate. So if he doesn't have any skills on that particular domain, it's a very bad thing. So what is a selection? Selection means basically it is picking the individuals out of a pool of a job applicants with the requisite qualifications as well as the competence to fill the job in the organization, right? Basically, it will eliminate all the unqualified applicants. Companies may follow different selection techniques or the methods depend upon basically the different factors are the size of the company, nature of the business, the number of persons to be employed, and the government regulations and many more. See, as you know, this selection is a very crucial process. See, in any of the organizations, recruitment process or selection process, they should try to maintain that there is a equal opportunities of the work should be given to the candidate so that they could explore their all their skills. So selection is the major thing where they can select the right candidate from the job. So selection it is a crucial process. Work performance depends on the individuals. To ensure the performance, it is important to hire the people who have the competence and willingness to work. Basically, they should select the people who is having the infinite patience, infinite purity, as well as the infinite perseverance. Mainly, they should have the will to work. Employee viewpoint. Poor or inappropriate selection can be demoralizing to the individual concerned and demotivates the rest of the workers. See, basically, they make sure that the right candidate is selected for the right job. Next, this is the scientific selection process. So, how is the selection process is done? Basically, first they are going to recur a candidate. Next, a preliminary interview will be done. Next, the review of applications as well as the resumes. So, this is the major thing. See, even if the candidate is having a good skills, but if the resume is not proper, he can be disqualified in the first step itself. So, the resume of the candidate also matters a lot. So, next it is the different types of test will be given. The aptitude test, the cognitive test and all. Next, the employment interview. Basically, the face-to-face interview will be done on the respective domain or with respect to any other physical characteristics such as the management skills. Next, the reference and the background checks will be done. Whether he has come or brought up from a good family background, whether he is having any crime-suited works or not. Next, the selection decision will be majorly done by the HR. So, HR is the one who will hire the candidates at the last phase. Next, the physical examination will be done. Basically, the medical test will be done. Whether the candidate is physically disabled, whether he is able to work, whether his eyesight is proper or not. So, whether he is facing the diseases, symptoms or not. So, at last, the job offer will be given. See, very, very important, guys. If any of this above 8 fails, then it leads to the rejection of in the applications applicants. See, all of this matters a lot whenever they're doing the selection process. If any one case fails also, it leads to the rejection, right? So at last the job offer will be given. See, once the job offer will be given, the internships can be provided to them, basically to know whether that particular candidate is suitable for the job or not. Next, the employment contract, and last the evaluation will be done. So, see, whatever the thing I have described in this diagram, the same thing is the steps which is involved in the selection. So first, the job analyst, right? Job analyst is the one who prepares the job description and job specialization. Next, the requirement. They're going to publish that these particular vacancies are there for that particular job. Next, the application form will be given. They need to fill out the application form. Next, the written examination, aptitude test, cognitive test will be done. Next, the preliminary interview. Next, the business games. Basically, the group discussion will be done. whether they are able to work or not. The next different types of tests will be given. The next it is the final interview. Next the medical examination. The reference checks will be given the line manager's decision. So at last they are going to decide whether this candidate is perfect. Next the employment. So here you can analyze what are the different steps which are involved in this. So job analysis basically it is the first step for selecting the right candidate. Application forms. See, these are the different guys. You can check. This all these topics are explained in the previous slide. You can look over. See, group discussion is also very thing. Group discussion means the HR they'll give some topics so that you should be able to speak it in 2 or 3 minutes, or else the group discussion the team will be made consisting of some 5 to 6 candidates, so they need to raise their voice. So the candidate in this group they are required to analyze, discuss, find alternative solutions and select the sound solution. So this is the hurdles in the selection process. And next we are going to learn is about different types of tests that will be given in the selection process. So first is the ability test, aptitude test, the personality test, interest test, polygraphy, medical test. So these are the major important tests that will be given at the first priority. So the ability test means basically it is their mental ability. So basically how well they solve the problems, how good they are involved in problem solving. Basically the typing test for the secretarial jobs. It's different types of ability tests are cognitive ability test, physical ability test, psychomotor test. Basically the cognitive test means basically with respect to our thinking capacity, our memory, reasoning, verbal as well as the mathematical abilities test will be given. The next is about the physical ability test. Basically it measures the individual strength, the endurance, the muscular movement. Psychomotor test means hand-eye coordination and other factors. Basically how confidently the candidate is going to do a eye contact with the any manager. See, for anything we need to be confident. How confident he speaks to the other candidates. So these are the work sample tests, the situational judgment test, and the assessment test centers will be there to evaluate this all this exercise in the test. The second one is about the aptitude test. See, aptitude test means see, as you know that it helps to determine a person's potential to learn in a given area. GMAT. Business students take a prior to gain admissions. See, if a student wants to see, if the student have the ambition to the business, or if he wants to do an MBA, then he need to write the GMAT exam. Basically, to take the admission in any of the graduation business schools, GMAT is the most important thing. In that, the aptitude test will be given. The next, your personality test. Basically, your emotional characteristics, your self-confidence, the social ability, how often you coordinate with the other candidates. Next, the interest test. These tests are useful for studying the student's consideration many careers or employees' decision upon the career changes. Next, the graphological test means it will predict the success as well as the failure of a person. It is used to analyze the handwriting of any individuals. See, as we know that, see, there is a old proverb saying that handwriting reflects your character. So, handwriting only it will suggest the degree of energy. See, handwriting means it should not be very beautiful like calligraphy handwriting. No, basically the way you write it shows your ability, how patient you are, how well confident you are. Basically, it reflects your character. The next is the polygraphy test. Polygraphy test means Basically, it is testing in the pre-employment is prohibited by the Employee Polygraph and Protection Act. Basically, it will ensure the accuracy of the information which is given in the applications. Basically, in the banks, treasury office, jewelry shops, if you want to work over there, so this polygraphy test you need to take. Now next is about the medical test. See why this medical test is required. See, just having a good skills is not required. You need to be mentally strong as well as a physically strong. For example, if I'm a computer science student background, if I don't have a proper eyesight, then how well I can communicate with the software. Basically, if you're a computer science background student means your daily routine is you need to work with the laptops. So if you're having a high strength, then you cannot work in that particular software or computer. So it's a background for that. So they need to test your test whether the student is able to work or not. Next, apart from that, we are having a drug test will be given. So whether the student is taking any drugs or not. Genetic screening text, it will identify the genetic predispositions to specific medical problems. So these are the different types of the selection process. So first we learn about what do you mean by term selection and the different factors which is influencing this selection, and how does the selection process goes and what are the hurdles in that and what are different types of tests. I hope this video is quite informative to you. So if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.